What is up, ladies and mushroom tipperinos? How you guys doing today? We out on the beautiful 2006 Kawasaki ZX10R, and I need to get over, but I'm not sure if I can get to this guy. There we go. So today we're meeting up with an old buddy. Those of you that know, like I have a little siren collection I do. Well, my buddy's name's
P71 Chris
on Instagram. He's hooked me up with not only my favorite siren of all time, like the holy grail of my collection, the Omega 90, but he hooked me up with my very first one. He's kind of the first guy that kind of got me started, like the first guy I kind of bought from. Really nice, cool guy. Well, he got one of my other favorite ones of all time called a whelen epsilon, and he ripped it out of a car for me, and that nice guy, and I appreciate him so much. So I'm gonna go meet up with him right now and grab that siren from him, make some more dope little packs for Grand Theft Auto. So we're heading out to the city of Rialto. So as I normally do, I did another Patreon Q&A. Is that a C8? Nope. Oh shit, that poor guy's motorcycle broke down. I did a Patreon Q&A on my Patreon, and got a good little bit of questions here. So I thought we can go ahead and do that on our way to good old Rialto. Our first question is going to be from Jules, and he asked if I'm going to have any more metal detecting videos. And I mentioned in my last vid too, or the one I did with Kawasaki, I think it was, I got me some rechargeable 9 volts, and I do plan on doing it. Now that everything's easing up, I am going to go ahead and start doing that. It's just going to be a matter of when I kind of get the kick in my ass to do it. I've been so dedicated in this rebuild series and all that stuff that I feel like I'm doing a lot of other things on top of it, but yeah, it's not over. There was just a little hiatus. Next, we got one from Ashley, and she asks, will I ever, due to this whole pandemic, will I ever shake hands, touch elbows, etc. again? And you know what? Yes, I will. Because I don't shake people's hands and then, start sucking on my fingers like a 5-fingered mushroom tip. But yeah, I definitely will. I still fist bump people. I always, at FCMM, I would hug a lot of the people. I hugged most of these people. So, that being said, yeah, I'm not gonna do any less. Ooh, that's a nice S2000 right there. Look at that bad boy. I've grown to like those cars over time. I don't know why. I like little cars, and like my Grom. My Grom is probably my favorite motorcycle of all time. But yeah, I'm totally down to shake dick beaters and bump nut hitters and do all that stuff. Now, will I use an extra amount of hand washing and hand sanitizer? Yes. But even before this whole pandemic, when I would go shake a bunch of dick beaters, I would easily go wash my hands, because I know my hand was literally a fucking breeding ground for literally multiple mushroom tip DNA cells and possibly crusty ropes, which is pretty gross to think about, but it's true. It really is true. Then we got one here from Rattlehead. He asked if I'm still wanting to get my FZ07. Remember how I was mentioning wanting that bike? And what are my top 3 sauces? So the FZ07, that can't even happen until one of my current bikes gets sold, like the ZX6R, etc. Something like that. And I do want to still sell my ZX6, because having this bike, I really don't think I need my ZX6 anymore. I would love to give that to somebody that wants to, be another wrench head and have a bike that's so abundant in parts that it would make your head spin, because it's such a literal top tier OG bike in the stunt community. But basically, once that ZX6 is sold and taken care of, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll start thinking about it. We'll start thinking about it, because then I'll have to save up for it and all that. Oh man, that's a fucking dead animal. And my top 3 favorite sauces, let's see, I'll go ahead and name them in terms of consistency of me eating them. Number 1, most purchased, most bought, just because it's good on everything, Aardvark habanero. The one that was like on one of the older seasons of Hot Ones, the habanero aardvark, easily probably one of my top favorite consistent sauces. Number 2, I would have to say, it's hard to really say. Oh, Hot Ones Last Dab, ironically. The Hot Ones Last Dab, which you would think would just be like some novelty sauce, was actually a really beautifully delicious sauce, and I love the hell out of it. But it's so rare and hard to get. I really haven't got any more bottles besides, I think somebody sent me one, and then me and my girlfriend bought one on top of that. But besides that, I haven't really had much of them. And number 3, this is my ghetto sauce. This is when I ran out of all my other hot sauces, and this is the only thing left in the cupboard. The OG Tapatio, man. The OG Tapatio is where it's at. Damn, I've never taken Riverside Avenue this far. This is kind of cool. Tapatio, man, you know, for my eggs and bacon and my hash browns, fucking Tapatio's fire all day long, baby. All day long. Killswitch Queen asked me what are my favorite YouTube videos I watched, because she said she finds it interesting what other like creators like to watch on YouTube and stuff. Basically, I watch Internet Today a lot, if you know who they are. They did the ETC show like back when Machinima was around and stuff. And I watch them a lot. I watch the Bad Friends podcast, the Tiger Belly podcast. I love Bobby Lee. I love like anything Bobby Lee's in. Tons of music videos. I'm more of a podcast guy, just to watch. Like, I usually just like having something on in the background while I'm doing stuff to listen to. And let's see, what else do I watch? I do watch an occasional motovlog and whatnot. Nice bike. Damn, look at this. It's all fucking desert over here on the right and houses to the left. I'm gonna have to meet up with my homeboy here, and I'll chat with you guys when I leave. Alrighty then. So my buddy P71 Chris on Instagram here, man, he's awesome. He like does he outfits like emergency vehicles and stuff. And he owns like a really cool like 06 OG Crown Victoria. And dude, that thing looks so fucking cool, man. Alright, let's finish up our Patreon Q&A. So after the hot sauce question, we got one that said, How long was I riding before I was confident? And that was asked by Harry. Well, Mr. Harry, I should be able to answer that one for you. My first bike was that Kawasaki EX500, right? Well, my second sport bike was the Kawasaki ZX10R, and I remember still not even being confident riding by the time I got my ZX10R. So I'd say it took a good 2 years. And this is me, I know, I'm riding every day, right? Because I had no car at the time, and this is 2 years of daily riding. But I'd say it took me like 2 years before I was like, you know, lane splitting confidently, being able to handle my bike confidently, and all that good stuff. So I'd say a good 2 years daily riding. Germ asked me how many quiffs equal a quaff, and would said quaff develop some film from my buddy Germ online. I'd say a good solid 5 quiffs would equal a quaff, because a quiff is like a little, where a quaff is like, you know what I mean? So and I don't think there'd be any film remnants even left behind in result of a quaff. Oh, this is a really cool question. I love this one. John asked me, what's the first and last CD I ever paid for? That's such a good ass question. The first CD I ever bought, man, this one's hard, and I might not be answering this truthfully because this is going way back. But I would say the first CD I ever bought was, oh, I know it. Marshall Mathers LP. And you know why I know it? My dad, I had to fucking lie to my dad and be like, oh, it's a metal album, it's a rock album. And because my dad, you know, he likes all the 80s fucking rock and metal and shit. And he was like, okay. And then when he put it in, and you know, you go to track 12 and you hear, oh yeah, oh fuck yeah, oh dig it out, dig it out. Oh, you want Eminem? You can have Eminem. Give me my dick back. That hurt. And then I remember, like, you know, those kinds of tracks were playing, and my dad was like, what the fuck is this? And then, you know, you got that one track where he goes, you can suck my dick if you don't like my shit. And my dad was just like, you know what, cunt? Good, and get the fuck out of here with this shit. And then I think the last CD I ever bought was when I was probably like 17, maybe 18. And it was either All Shall Perish, The Price of Existence CD, or Suicide Silence's The Cleansing. It was one of those two. I can't remember which one I bought first, or last, but it was one of those ones. Is that a cop or security? That's security. You ain't fooling no one. You ain't fooling no one. You know what video I watched today? That video, it was like recommended to me. The Arson's old video where he fucking was riding in those trails and he pulled over for that code enforcement guy like a fucking dumbass and got a ticket. Oh my god, a guy with orange lights on his truck that's a county official that gave him a $100 ticket for riding in the trails on his Grom. I don't know why that seeing the security card just made me think of that. Okay, our next question is going to be from Sean, and he asked me the best sandwich I've ever had. Already got the answer. Kohl's in Los Angeles. Kohl's French dip. Holy shit. There's not even a French dip that's come 30% close to as good as that one. Literal perfection of a sandwich all the way around with the au jus sauce, the spicy pickle, holy Toledos. That's literally my favorite one. And you have to go to Los Angeles to get it. You have to go to Kohl's to get it. Nothing's as good as that one. So it's like you have to go. It's one of those on location places you can't get anywhere else that's that good. Owen asked if I've ever been into geocaching and what would be a bike I get if money wasn't an object. Geocaching, I'm not really too familiar with what that is. I've looked it up before and I still really couldn't get the concept of what that is. Feel free to explain to me what geocaching is. But a bike I'd get if money wasn't a concept, it would just be a regular bike that like probably your average person probably could afford, like an FZ07. There's really no specialty bikes I like. Or actually, you know what I'd get? One of the Honda 450 Dual Sport, because that thing's like overpriced at like 14 grand. So you know what, I'd get that one. And then I'd get me like a used FZ07 or something down the road. And then we got a question from TT saying, and he asks, why does one of his nuts hang lower than the other? One of your nuts hang lower than the other because there can't be two OG nuts in your sack. One of them's got to come second. If you had two OGs in your sack, then they'd be fighting for dominance. So one of your nuts from birth goes ahead and throws a fade with your other nut, and depending on which nut wins the fade, that nut is determined to be the lower hanging nut in your nut sack. That's pretty much how it works. But guys, I got my siren, I got all the questions answered, and I appreciate you guys watching this video. That's going to conclude it. All links will be down below if you want to support me in any way, shape, or form. I got some shirts, keychains, stickers, all the goodies down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the fuck out of that like button. You guys have a real good day. I'll see you guys later.